Today we talk about the match between the Sunrisers Hyderabad versus the Rajasthan Royals in eliminator that we see, and Rajasthan Royals broke the 6 match streak of Sunrisers Hyderabad that we see, and we silenced Sunrisers Hyderabad that we see. But we are talking about that one player that we see who is breaking every record that we see, that is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been breaking those records everywhere that we see. He's been that player who deserved that 100 that we see, the fastest ever 100. He was almost going to break Chris Gale's record for the fastest 100, but it could not happen that we see. We need that. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has played an excellent innings in the IPL that we see. He's been that player who has been playing so good and so well that we see, and Vaibhav Sooryavanshi deserves a standing applause for the whole team that we see. He's been that player who has been so good and so well in the IPL that we see. He's a player who smashes huge number of runs in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been that player who has been scoring so good runs in the IPL that we see, smashing sixes and all that we see. He's been that player who has been scoring so good runs in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, and Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been that player who has been scoring to a very high level that we see. He's been that player who is scoring so good runs in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi smashed the most sixes in a season that we see. That is 62 sixes. Chris Gale smashed 59 sixes that we see. Everyone was tweeting that we see. Every cricketer used to tweet and all that we see. And when we see that, and all the TVs were also off when Vaibhav Sooryavanshi went out, that we see. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been that player who has been playing such good knocks in the IPL that we see, and gave Rajasthan Royals a precious win in the IPL, and waited for a 6 match streak to break this that we see and silence the SRH fans that we see. SRH has been that team which has been scoring so good runs, but in the bowling they have been not been that good that we see. We see that that team was not good that we see, but Vaibhav Sooryavanshi scoring so good runs in this over that we see. He's been that player who is been too good and scoring too well in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been that player who has been playing so good and so well. He's a player who smashed the fastest ever 50 in the IPL playoffs in an eliminator that we see. Suresh Raina scored 16 ball 15 for Chennai Super Kings in 2014 or 13 that we see. But we see that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been that player who has been scoring such good runs in the IPL that we see. He's been smashing those sixes that we see. The baby universe boss is one of the best ever big hitters in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. His batting technique has been too good. He has the ability to hit huge and high sixes in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, and Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has deserved an epic innings in the IPL. He's been that player who's been scoring such good runs in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. And then we talk about the batting of Rajasthan Royals. So we talk about the batting of Rajasthan Royals. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has got a strike rate of 334 that we see. He's been that player who scored with a bigger strike rate at 334 strike rate that we see. No other player could have matched it that we see, but Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been breaking such bigger records in the IPL that we see. He's been one of the best ever players in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, and Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been that player who has been scoring so good and so well in the IPL. He's a player who has been doing very well in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. Vaibhav Sooryavanshi said that he's going to break Chris Gale's record, but he was almost going to break the record of Chris Gale of the fastest 50, but broke the record of Chris Gale of most sixes in a season that we see. But Vaibhav Sooryavanshi is one of the best ever batters that we see. What a batting by Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. He's been that player who's been doing so good and so well in the IPL, and a player who can be one of the best ever big hitters in the IPL that we see. That is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. And then we talk about Yashasvi Jaiswal. Yashasvi Jaiswal has been that player who is playing with such a lower strike rate. He's been that player who contributed with an anchor role with Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, has been excellent that we see. That is Yashasvi Jaiswal. Yashasvi Jaiswal has been one of the great players that we see. He's a player who can score such good runs in the IPL that we see, that is Yashasvi Jaiswal, and he's one of the good players that we see playing an anchor role innings that we see, that is Yashasvi Jaiswal has been such a good player in the IPL, and a player who can score good runs in the IPL that we see, that is Yashasvi Jaiswal. He can be such a good player in the IPL, and a player who can score good runs in the IPL that we see, that is Yashasvi Jaiswal that we see. And then we talk about Dhruv Jurel. Dhruv Jurel has been that player who has been doing so good and so well in the IPL. He's a player who can smash huge number of runs and huge number of innings in the IPL that we see. That is Dhruv Jurel, and Dhruv Jurel can be that player who can score such good runs in the IPL and has also taken that team to a very high level that we see. That is Dhruv Jurel has been that player who has been playing so good and so well in the IPL. We see that Dhruv Jurel has been playing wonderful innings in the IPL that we see, a player who can play so good and so well in the IPL that we see, that is Dhruv Jurel has been a player who scores such good runs in the IPL, and a player who can score too good in the IPL that we see, that is Dhruv Jurel has been one of the best players that we see in the IPL. He can score such good runs in the IPL that we see, that is Dhruv Jurel. Then we talk about Riyan Parag. Riyan Parag has been that player who has scored 26 of 12, has played such a good cameo that we see, but he has been that player who has been doing so good and so well that we see, that is Riyan Parag. And Donwan Ferreira has been also scoring such good in the innings. Dasun Shanaka scored such good innings that we see, played good that we see. Ravindra Jadeja has been that player who has been scoring so good runs in the IPL that we see, that is Ravindra Jadeja that we see. But and Jofra Archer scoring 4 runs that we see, and but the only batting carried was by Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, is carrying the Rajasthan Royals and carrying the Rajasthan Royals batting that we see. He's been such a good player in the IPL that we see, that is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been such a good talent that we see. RR's talent scouting has been too good and too well that we see, that Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been smashing those sixes wherever he goes. He smashes such good sixes in the IPL that we see. He's a player who can play so good and so well in the IPL that we see, that is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. And Vaibhav Sooryavanshi has been a wonderful good talent in the IPL that we see. He's been that player who has been breaking so many records in the IPL that we see, and giving Rajasthan Royals a bigger win in the IPL that we see, that is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi that we see. He's a big player that we see, and a player who can score 2 good runs in the IPL that we see, that is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. He's been the player who has been doing very well that we see. And then we talk about SRH's bowling. SRH's bowling, we see that Praful Hinge took 3 wickets that we see, 3 for 54. He's been that player who took more wickets also and went for expensive runs. Pat Cummins also got smashed by Vaibhav Sooryavanshi for 25 runs that we see, 0 for 64. Shivam Kumar had taken 1 wicket, Nitish Reddy took 1 wicket, and Ishan Malinga had taken 1 wicket that we see. But RR's batting was mostly carried by Vaibhav Sooryavanshi, has been that player who has been doing good and so well in the IPL that we see, that is Vaibhav Sooryavanshi. And then we talk about the Sunrisers Hyderabad's batting that we see. Abhishek Sharma went out on 0 that we see. Then after that, Ishan Kishan playing such good innings in the IPL that we see, going with a strike rate of 300, scoring 30 runs in 10 balls, can give a massive impact in the power play that we see, that is Ishan Kishan. Ishan Kishan has been that player who's been scoring more runs and has a maximum strike rate in 10 balls that we see. He's been that player who's been doing so good and so well in the IPL that we see, that is Ishan Kishan. And Ishan Kishan has been a wonderful player in the IPL, a player who can do very well in the IPL that we see, that is Ishan Kishan, and can score such good runs in the IPL that we see. He's a player who can play very well that we see, and can have a massive impact on the ball that we see, that is Ishan Kishan. And then we talk about Smaran Ravichandran. Smaran Ravichandran got out that we see. Henrik Klassen scoring good runs in the innings that we see, that is he's been that player who's been doing very well that we see, that is Henrik Klassen has been giving such good impact innings that we see. He's been that player who's been doing good. Nitish Kumar Reddy and Salil Arora are the only players who have been doing so good and so well that we see. They have been the players who have been scoring so good runs in the IPL that we see. that is Nitish Kumar Reddy and Salil Arora, that we see their partnership created a massive impact. That we see Nitish Kumar Reddy has been a wonderful player in the IPL, that we see scoring such good runs against spin, has a massive strike rate against spin, that we see. That is Nitish Kumar Reddy has been that player who has been doing so good and so well, that we see. And then Salil Arora has been a player who has been doing so good, that we see, and having a good impact. He has been one of the best show impact players for Sunrisers Hyderabad, that we see. That is Salil Arora has been that player who has been doing well, that we see. Pat Cummins got out, that we see, but Shivang Kumar playing such good innings, that we see, having a strike rate of 112.5, that we see. He's been that player who's been doing very well, that we see. That is Shivang Kumar. He's been a player who's been doing so good and so well, that we see. That is Shivang Kumar. And after that we talk about RR's bowling, that we see. We talk about RR's bowling. Jofra Archer striking in the power play has been doing so good and so well, that we see. He's been the player who has been doing very well in the IPL. That is Jofra Archer. Jofra Archer has been doing so good and so well in the IPL, and a player who can take those quick wickets in the IPL, that we see. That is Jofra Archer. He has been taking those quick wickets in the power play. He's been that player who's been doing so good and so well in the IPL, that we see. That is Jofra Archer. And then we talk about Nandre Berger. Nandre Berger has also taken 2 wickets, that we see. He's been that player who's been taking 2 wickets, that we see. He's a player who's been doing very well, that we see. Sushant Mishra also took 2 wickets. He's been a player who has been doing very well, that we see. And Jadeja and Yashraj Punja are the players. Jadeja took 2 wickets, that we see. He's a player who can do so good and so well, and a player who can do very wonderful in the IPL, that we see. That is Ravindra Jadeja. And Yashraj Punja has been that player who has taken 1 wicket in the IPL, that we see. He's a player who's been doing very well in the IPL, and a player who can take those quick wickets in the IPL, that we see. That is Yashraj Punja. And Rajasthan Royals got a massive win, got a bigger victory in the IPL, that we see. Broke Sunrisers Hyderabad streak in the IPL, and have been doing so good and so well in the IPL, that we see. That is the Rajasthan Royals are literally making a comeback, breaking SRH's 6 match streak, that we see. They last won a match in 2023, but this time they won a match in 2026, that we see. And Rajasthan Royals has never lost a match in Mohali, that we see. And then we talk about the next game, the qualifier 2, that we see. Rajasthan Royals versus the Gujarat Titans, that we see. Who is going to come in the final? Is it going to be the Rajasthan Royals, or is it going to be the Gujarat Titans? Which team has been doing it perfectly, that we see? 2012 CSK did it, 2021 KKR did it, 2026 will Rajasthan Royals do it? That we see. Only 4th place teams have played the final, that we see. But in the last 8 seasons, that we see, only the tabletop, the players who, the teams which have played qualifier 1 have only won the final, that we see. But in 2016, that we see, SRH played the eliminator, played the qualifier 2 and won the final. MI lost the qualifier 1, won the qualifier 2, won the final, that we see. They have been doing so good. Will we see another magic in the IPL, that we see, from any team, that we see? Can Rajasthan Royals come in their 3rd ever final, that we see? Or will the Gujarat, which team will make it to their 3rd ever final, that we see? I think Rajasthan Royals came in the final, like in 2008 they came in the final and won it. 2022 they came in their 2nd final. Will they make it to a third? Which team is going to make their 3rd ever final, that we see? And that's all for today, and make sure you like, share and subscribe for more content and for more videos and all. Thank you.